presentation continues from the previous video, which was a very broad overview of English grammar. Today we're focused more specifically on the Greek verb and the term parsing. So let's get started here. For verbs, this is our first main building block, and there's a formula for the verbs. We call it parsing, which means to pick apart a verb into its various pieces. And what are the pieces? Each verbal form that is parsed concerns tense, voice, mood, person, and number. Thus, TVMPN, that's the acrostic. Tense refers to time and type of action. Voice refers to the relationship of the subject of the verb to the verb. Mood, it tells us how something is said. And then we have our first, second, third person, and then number, singular, or plural. So let's talk more specifically about these pieces. Tense. Tense equal time and type of action. Now, English grammar is only concerned basically with time, past, present, future, perfect, for example. But what is just as important in Greek has to do with the type of action. So tense equal time and type of action. The verbs in the present tense that we see in chapter 1 are concerned, obviously, with present time, but with continuous action, ongoing. Now, we have the example there, we run, which is regarded as the simple, or we are running, which is often regarded as the more progressive. Now, voice. Voice specifically refers to how a subject of a verb is related to the verb. And here we use the verb ask. We ask. All right, that's an active voice. We are the ones who are doing the action. Now, in Greek, we also have a middle voice that we don't have in English. And this I put in parentheses for ourselves. And we're asking something for ourselves. For example, this is often used with verbs of prayer, petition. It's used in Mark 1 to refer to the people of Judea, Jerusalem, that were going out to John the Baptist at the River Jordan, and they were being baptized as they were confessing for themselves their sins. Now, the form confessing is in the middle voice. That's why I added in the words for themselves. Now, the passive voice, we are being asked. Someone else is asking us. We are receiving the action of asking. Now, a very common mistake is to think of the passive voice as a past tense. It's not. The passive of we baptize is not we baptized, but we are being baptized. We are receiving the action of baptism. Now, the other part of verbs that we are concerned with has to do with the mood. Mood essentially tells us how something is said. And we have 4 of them. We have the indicative mood, which is a statement of fact. I glorify. The subjunctive mood, statement of possibility or probability. I might glorify. We have the imperative mood, which is a command. Glorify God. And then the optative mood, this is the mood of remote possibility. I may glorify. Now, it's worth noting here that with these moods, starting from the indicative going through the optative, that there's a movement away from reality. The indicative mood is this statement of reality, fact, to the more remote possibility, which is the optative. Now, for verbs, we are also concerned with person and number. I, you, he, she, it, plural, we, you, and they. So tense, voice, mood, person, and number. Now, we have a picture here of Vera Verb, and she's going to help us with this acrostic, TVMPN. The first thing I want you to notice here about Vera, and we're working with her from top to bottom, she has tense tears. She's uptight. Secondly, voice. Now, voice refers to how the subject of the verb is related to the verb. Now, notice in particular her voice, and it has electrical amps, and the amps stands for active, middle, and passive. The third part about Vera, again going from top to bottom, is her moo-moo dress. That tells us how good a mood she's in. Mood refers to how something is said. And then she has a purse there for person, and this purse is full of numbers, 1, 2, 3. So that refers to singular and plural. So tense, voice, mood, person, and number. Tense tears, electrical voice there with amps, a moo-moo dress that tells us how good a mood that she's in, and then a purse that is full of numbers. So person has to do with first, second, third, and number refer to singular or plural. So let's take an example here of an English verb before we get into the Greek verb. The verb they heal, or they are healing, we have that formula: tense, voice, mood, person, and number. How is it parsed, and what does it mean? We have a shorthand. This is parsed as a present, active, indicative, third person plural. Present tense means it occurs at the present time and it's continuous. A for active. This refers to the subject here. They are the ones who are doing the action. We have the I there for indicative mood. This is a statement of fact. They heal. They're doing it. And the person is the third person here, they, and the plural is more than one. They, that's plural. So here's our formula: tense, voice, mood, person, and number. And one more time, a reviewing Vera Verb. She has tense tears. Tense equal time and type of action. Voice tells us how the subject of the verb is related to the verb. Her moo-moo dress tells us how good a mood she's in. Mood tells us how something is said. Person refers to first, second, or third person. And N for number, singular, and plural. So now that we finished with the English grammar aspects, we'll be turning to the Greek grammar of the verb in chapter 1. So thanks, and I trust that this has been helpful to you.